I want to tell you a story that started inside a royal palace, but it did not end like a normal king's story. It ended with betrayal, fear, and a kingdom that completely changed forever. This is the story of Mwanga II of Buganda. And the real question is this: how did a young king go from ruling a powerful kingdom to losing everything? Mwanga became king when he was still very young. At the time, Buganda was not just a kingdom. It was becoming a battlefield, not with swords, but with ideas, religion, and foreign influence. Something new had entered the kingdom, and it was slowly changing everything. At first, Mwanga believed he could control it. He believed a king must be obeyed without question. But inside his own palace, something dangerous was happening. His own people were starting to change. Some of his palace pages had converted to Christianity. They were taught that they must obey God first, even before the king. And that is where the problem began, because Mwanga did not see this as a religion. He saw it as a rebellion inside his own house. Then something happened that changed everything. One of his trusted palace officials, Joseph Mukasa Balikudembe, a high-ranking Christian leader in the court, stood against the king's decisions. He protected the Christian converts, and he refused to support what the king demanded. Mwanga saw this as direct betrayal, and Joseph Mukasa was executed in 1885. That was the first major breaking point. But instead of calming the kingdom, things got worse. More palace servants refused the king's order. They said their faith came first. Mwanga saw this as a total disobedience. So he ordered more executions between 1885 and 1887. These events later became known as the story of the Uganda Martyrs. But at that time, it was a kingdom falling into fear and conflict. And inside the palace, Mwanga was not only fighting religion, he was also surrounded by political betrayal. Some chiefs were quietly changing sides. Some supported missionaries, some supported rival princes, and some were building alliances for their own survival. No one was fully stable. Everyone was calculating. Then came the turning point. Foreign influence grew stronger. Missionaries and British agents used the conflict to increase their control, and slowly Mwanga's power started to weaken. Not all at once, but step by step. Then it happened. Mwanga was overthrown more than once in his lifetime. Some of the same people who once served him joined rival forces when they saw power shifting, not always for money but for survival, protection, and political advantage. Mwanga tried to return to power, and for a short time he succeeded, but the kingdom was no longer stable. The trust was gone. The divisions were too deep. Then finally he lost completely, and he was forced into exile. A king who once ruled from a powerful throne was now far away from his homeland. But the story did not end there. In exile, something unexpected happened. Mwanga converted to Christianity. The same faith that was part of the conflict during his reign became part of his final life chapter. He died in 1903 in Seychelles, far from Buganda, far from the throne he once ruled. So what really happened? Was it just one mistake? Was it just betrayal? Or was it something bigger? A kingdom under pressure, a young king under attack from every side, and a world changing faster than anyone could control. And that is the story of Mwanga II, a king, a palace full of secrets, and a kingdom that never stayed the same again.